Good morning, good afternoon. How are you guys doing today? And welcome to the Hardworking Parent Club. I'm Curtis Leong, and my host today is.
RJ Horner.
Thanks, RJ, for joining us today. So today we're going to talk about the mindfulness of hardworking parents. 5 minutes to calmer you. Um, let's talk about parenting and how hard it can be sometimes, and take a minute for yourself. That sometimes is a struggle for most. And we're going to cover a couple of techniques here today. What do you think about that, RJ?
Absolutely. Great topic. Again, at any given moment, we can experience struggles as a parent. So, this is a good topic for people or for us to dig into for the people out there.
Yeah, don't forget we have a few dad jokes as well today, as always, because I like them. All right, so I guess first one we'll talk about deep breathing. Why it works: calms your nervous system and reduces stress. Have you ever used any breathing exercises before?
I actually don't use breathing exercises for the most part, but sometimes I need to regroup
Yep.
and just taking a second or two to just breathe deep, you know what I mean, and that not like a routine or 10 seconds for this, 5 seconds for that, you know what I mean. I just, when I find myself, because I recognize the opportunity, when I find myself in a point of deep stress,
Yep.
I just go,
Just a single breath and it works
a
for you.
couple, one or two, you know what I mean,
Yep.
just to regroup, realize you're in a situation or you're in a, something that's getting out of control, and regroup.
Oh, yeah. Have you done like how sometimes you do like certain activities like skydiving or bungee jumping, that sort of stuff? Have you ever done that? Use that technique before?
No,
Doing those things. I
no.
use. That's what I do. I'll take a
Have
deep
you
breath
done
or two.
bungee jumping? Is that what you're getting at? Like,
Yeah, yeah. I've done both. And I usually
oh,
just take a deep breath and like, and then you say I can do this sort of thing. So I think that's a stressful situation that can probably relate to other things in your life too.
for
I'm
sure.
guessing. I think so. So there's a simple technique. It's called the 4-7-8 technique. It's basically breathe in for four, a four count, hold your breath for seven, and then let it out for eight. It's pretty simple. Do you want to try one, RJ?
Sure,
Or
let's do it. Yeah,
okay,
sure.
okay. Let's breathe in for four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then eight. Just go. Yeah. And then you can do that for a few rounds or for a minute. Depends on what you're doing, right? Waving the dog over.
My wife's taking the dog away.
Oh, right on. Cool. All right. So let's do our first dad joke. Why don't skeletons fight?
They
They
don't
don't
have the
have the
body for it.
no. They don't have the guts for it.
They don't have
No
the
guts.
guts. I
Yeah,
like that
no
one.
guts. No guts. All right. Let's get into the next one. Oops. So the deep breathing. So number two is mindful observation. So mindful observation is one of the great ways to ground yourself in the present moment. So what you can do is pick an object nearby. It could be like maybe your coffee mug, your water jug, your phone, whatever it may be. Or it could be that one toy that the kid left behind earlier and you forgot.
Mm,
And they just
mm,
take a minute to find the color, textures, and details, right? So just like observing what you're looking at. And
mm.
that can shift your mind from one thing to another thing, and you're just focusing on the one object. And that could be simple as you know, picking an object in the room and just focusing on it, and just taking a second, like it's just a observation. Have you ever tried that before?
Yeah, I do these things all the time. Yeah,
Oh
you know
yeah.
what? Focusing on the moment, even just touching yourself or grabbing your hands or something like that, so that you realize that this is the moment, this is now. Don't pay attention to the outside influences, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things is you have to recognize that you're detached or you're not um in the moment, like you may not recognize it as an individual, but listen to those around you. Like yesterday on the way home, I was
Yep.
feeling aggravated, you know what I mean, and I was talking as such. I didn't even realize it, and my wife just said to me, look, you're upset, like I can hear you're upset. And so, like I said earlier, I just did those couple of breathing
Mm-hmm.
moments, you know what I mean, just to get myself centered and back into this moment, so
Right.
that now I wasn't worried about what was going on. I wasn't worried about, having to be here. Actually, it was because I had ran out of windshield washer in the car and we were driving through the winter weather. So now
Oh.
my windows are all mucked up. And
Mm-hmm.
so I was getting stressed about that because I'm thinking we still got an hour to get home. How am I going to get home? So I was getting stressed about that.
Yep.
But my mind was focusing on those things and not the fact that, here I am, just go with it. We'll find opportunities. So I was not living in the moment. I was living in
Right.
the stress that I was experiencing.
Oh wow, interesting. Did you pull over and fill it up, or you didn't have it in the
I
car?
did. So yeah, we came up with solutions. We kept pulling over at the service stations and cleaning off the window. I had the windshield washer fluid. I couldn't open my hood because it was frozen.
Oh, okay, yeah. All
So I
right,
mean, it's not
gotcha.
like I couldn't add washer fluid if I could get it open, but I couldn't get it
Right.
open. So these things were stressing me out, right? So
Oh,
those
right.
like life can happen at any given moment,
Yeah, for sure.
and we worry about it. But if we
Yep.
can get back into the moment, you can find the solution. So that was our solution. We just kept pulling over at every station and cleaning off the windows and
The best
getting
you can.
back on
Yeah.
the road, right? So,
Well, yeah, it's a funny thing in Canada how much salt's on the road some days,
oh,
right?
absolutely, yeah.
Really
And, and
stick to the
and
window.
usually out in the country, they use sand, and I know they do that in the U.S. too. They use sand rather than salt.
That's good.
And I think it's a better. But we use too much salt here in Canada.
I think so. Well, whatever they put down, some other calcium something or another they call
it's
it.
still it's still a salt based chemical.
Yep. Yep. All right. Ready for another dad joke?
Yep.
Why did the Scarecrow win an award?
I think you gave us this one recently.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
changed it up a little bit, but it's the same
Yeah, they're
thing.
outstanding. They're outstanding in the field.
Outstanding in his field. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, you got it. Nice. All right, move on to the next one is gratitude practice. So gratitude practice is like giving your brain a little sunshine. It's proven to boost your mood and reduce stress. Here's a couple things you can do if you want. You can just be while you're brushing teeth. Just think about something positive about what you're doing. And it could be thinking about your family, like maybe something small they've did that brings you happiness, right? Or
Mhm.
maybe it's the first sip of coffee in the morning that you like. You say, "Oh, my first coffee, awesome." Something like that.
Cheers.
Cheers! I got my coffee today too.
And so let's do that. So you know what? Let's show people how it works and give us three things right now that you're grateful for. Can you do that?
Yeah, I'm grateful that. I'm grateful that I have a warm house when it's cold out. Like today's -6 or something, I think here. Um, I'm grateful for the time that I'm able to spend on my computer to work on the business and stuff. I'm grateful that I've taken time to take different courses to learn how to use a lot of the tech stuff that I use. So that's me.
Yeah,
How about
absolutely.
you?
So again, grateful for the house and home. You know what I mean? There are many people who don't have that, so appreciation and gratitude there, right? Grateful for the love of my wife and my kids, and that I'm able to go and help my kids. So that's what I was doing yesterday, right? I
Mhm.
went to deal with things that my kids needed solving. So I'm
Yep.
very proud and grateful that I'm able to go and help take care of their needs. And then I'm grateful for my dog, who always puts a smile on my face, always
Hmm.
makes me happy, brings us joy. So again,
Yep.
and so that's what you can do is kind of just pick two or three things that you're grateful for right now in this moment. And again, it brings you back to the mindfulness. And look, I don't know, how are you feeling after your three gratitude,
I feel good. It's good
right?
to. It's good. It's always good.
It
Every
brings
time.
you a higher sense of energy, a higher feeling of joy, being grateful for things.
Yeah. If you guys want, you can see in the chat there. You can leave a comment, either now on the live or in the replay. Perfect. Yeah, gratitude's excellent. It's one of the I guess one of the things that can always make you feel better no matter what, because you can be in a crappy situation, and then if you just shift your mind over to something, okay, what's grateful right now, and just try to think of something, and it'll shift your mindset, right?
Mm.
Like you yesterday, you're probably grateful that they do have gas stations every so often off the highway. Right? If they didn't, then what?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's other solutions. I could have stopped and put the snow on the car or something like
Yep,
that, right? But
that
and
works.
but by getting back into mindfulness, you're able to figure out the solutions. And
Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
that grateful, definitely, absolutely grateful for the fact that we have service stations on the side of the road.
perfect. All right. Anything else you'd like to add to that for gratitude practice?
No, I think that was a good topic there.
Perfect. All right. Next, dad joke is, why did the golfer bring two pairs of pants?
In case his ball got in the water.
That's a funny response. But anyway, In case he got a hole in one.
Rare for a golfer, though, isn't it? But yeah,
Yeah,
always, as a Boy Scout, always be prepared.
that's right. All right, next one we're going to talk about is body scan. And what that is, it's the perfect releasing tension. You probably didn't know you're holding on to. So start at your toes and work your way up to your head, focusing on each body part. Notice any tightness or discomfort and take a deep breath to relax the area. It's like giving your body a little thank you for getting you through the day. So that just starts the bottom or wherever you want. You start your head, you can head down or bottom up. And then just think about your area. Think about your head and just like take a deep breath, relax, and then move all the way down each part. And then that's another way of focusing on yourself
Hmm. Hmm.
and stuff.
And
And it just takes your mind off your moment and just focuses on centering yourself, right?
absolutely, back to the mindfulness thing, right? Brings you back into the moment. And like Tony Robbins says, where focus goes, energy flows, right? So,
Absolutely.
so I do this all the time because I have a sciatic nerve issue. I have body tension.
Hmm.
So, I'll notice either my hip is getting tense or my toes are getting tense, and I'll just bring awareness to them. And you're able to relax that part of the body because, and like you say, if you start at the toes and work your way up right through to your, to your temples and in your brain, because
Yep.
look, we often feel tension, in the top and the back here
Yep.
because our mind is trying to focus. So if you do that for the entire body, you'll bring back a sense of relaxation.
Oh yeah. But some people may or may not want to do some of these. It just depends on what you like, and pick one and then use it, right?
Yep.
So I find. Let's do one more dad joke here for this section for body scan. So I tried to organize a hide and seek championship, but it was a complete failure. Good players are hard to find.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. They are.
you can't find the good players. That's
The
how good they
better
are,
they
right?
are, the better they are.
Yep, for sure. All right, so let's talk about journaling. This one you don't need anything fancy, just like maybe a few minutes or maybe an hour of free time. Just grab a piece of paper or your phone and jot down one thought, goal, or observation. It's amazing how much lighter you can feel after getting something out of your head and onto a piece of paper. So it could be anything. You can be upset about something, just quickly jot it down, or something makes you happy. Or some people use journaling as a review of the day.
Hmm.
And say, hey, I did this, I did this, I did this. How did I feel? Oh, I felt like this, I felt like that. And then you can also maybe have a solution section where say, hey, I did this, but I know I could have did this better by whatever, right?
Hmm.
Kind of like a hindsight review or something, I guess.
Right. Yeah. And you know, it's a hard habit to form, right? Because we don't always have pen and paper. We don't always consider it. I have a journal and it sits
Mhm.
here in my office, right?
Right.
And so that's what I do is whenever I'm in my office, I just kind of review and see, it might even be the last couple of weeks, you know what I mean? But
Hmm.
just one page doesn't have to be long, just reviewing what you've been going through and maybe how you should or could have responded in a different way will be able to reassess um, where you could be going, right? And maybe get you back on track for something different.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, I know. I've actually downloaded an app called Darium, and you can actually just turn it on and start talking, and it dictates everything and writes it
Mhm.
down for you. And you
And
review it
that's
later. Yep.
yeah, that's it. Like we're in a technological age, right? We're in the age where options are available. So, maybe you don't like writing. Maybe you don't like this practice of, maybe your hands get cramped up.
Hmm.
You could text it if that's, something that's, suitable to you,
Yeah.
or like you said, you can dictate it and, you're creating your journal that you can always go back and read because you've now created a document of it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one of the things I did before. I liked it. Um, sorry. Also, usually in the mornings, I'll do a little bit of journaling for the day, like what I want, intentions, and how I want to feel for the day, or what I want. So that works too for some people.
And so I want to throw in another option because this is the
Yeah.
one thing that changed my life as far as my mental health and you know mindfulness is cognitive behavioral therapy. I know I've
Yep.
talked to you about this before.
Hmm.
I'm sure I've talked to audiences out there, but I have not mentioned it for this audience. I don't think. And cognitive behavioral therapy is just awareness of your moods, your attitudes, and your
Hmm.
behaviors.
Yep.
So what you do is you write down the thought or attitude that you're having right now. What is it
Yep.
you're experiencing? Um, what was the outcome of that circumstance, right? And then reframe it. So, what is a better way to handle this or think about this? Or what is something else I could have done? So, what is going on? What was the response? What is a better
Yep,
response?
that's
And
good.
this practice, whether you do it, it's better if you do it in writing, but you can even do this mentally. You can do this without writing it down, right? What am I thinking about now? What is the outcome of that thought or attitude? What could I do differently?
Perfect. That's
Simple as that.
yep, yep. It's just awareness, right?
Yeah,
Because sometimes you, especially certain people, have certain things in their life they might be dealing with, and then just understanding that feeling. Someone could have a death in the family, and it's a very sad moment, and then maybe just understanding why you're sad, and then there's different other ways to deal with it as well, right?
absolutely.
So it's pretty cool. All right, so let's finish up here. So thanks for tuning in today. For these 5 mindful practices you can do in 5 minutes or less. Let's do a quick recap. The first one was deep breathing to reset your nervous system. Number 2 was mindful observation to ground yourself in the present. Number 3 was gratitude practice to shift your mindset. 4 was body scan to release your tension. And the one we just finished was 1 minute journaling to clear your mind. So just pick one of these, try it. Small steps can lead to big changes. And as parents, we deserve moments of peace and joy amidst all the chaos. I'm sure in the younger years, it's a bit different as you get older, right? It's a different stress.
Yeah.
All right. So before I go, we got one more dad joke here for you. Why don't eggs tell jokes?
They don't have a mouth.
They'd crack each other up.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and like this podcast. Um, Also, I have a newsletter. You can check that out in the bio of my YouTube channel and practice this. And of course, I hope you guys love the dad jokes. We'll have more next week. You can find the link in the show notes of all the stuff that I'm promoting and share this. And don't forget to like, follow, and ring the bell. Any closing
Ring my
words?
bell. Ring my bell.
Any closing words, RJ?
No, this has been a great topic. I hope people take value from it and practice some of these techniques because we've given lots of information on how to ground yourself and get back into the moment.
Yes. Thanks, guys, for tuning in to Hardworking Parents Podcast. We'll see you next week. And don't forget to take a deep breath because you're amazing.